The 67th Annual National Observance. National Day of Prayer. At Champion Forest Baptist Church, Champions Campus, 15555 Stuebner Airline Road, Houston, Texas. You will only see and hear snippets of the hour. Observance. National Day of Prayer. Theme and passage: Unity. Make every effort to keep the unity of the Spirit through the bond of peace. Ephesians chapter 4 verse 13. Held in the multi-purpose building. In unity. Everyone who was able stood, sang the national anthem. Then placed their right hand over their heart and said the pledges. A snippet from his intro to Unity.
I have had at least 5 decades. Okay, so maybe I wasn't quite paying attention as much as the first decade, but the last 3 or 4 I've been paying attention. And I don't know if, short of perhaps the 60s, of course, and the first few years of the decade of the 70s, so where we are now isn't really new or first. We've been here before. But have you seen lately such division and separation in our own nation? And it seems like when I was younger, just yesterday, that there was this big sort of American middle where people came together and could reason together and talk together and solve problems together and then work together. I remember that. And yes, there have always been sort of the poles, the edges, so to speak, and I've sometimes likened it to a football, American that is, where you have the football and the 2 big stripes and the big middle, so maybe that's 80% between the stripes, and then 10% on either side. We would call those the pointy end or the fringe or the pole. And it seems like for years and years that's sort of how America was. With this big middle, people were right or left for sure, but mostly toward the middle. But I don't know if you noticed this too, that in recent years, perhaps decade or 2, boy, that big middle has gotten smaller, hasn't it? And it seems to be that we are being pulled apart from the middle toward the edges. Have you heard the expression?
Here are the 5 major spirits have been identified. The spirits are division, violence, slumber, perversion, and idolatry. The next slide give detailed information on each. Let's look more closely at spirit of division. Showing the first of the 5 areas of unity that were prayed for. Spirit of division. Pastor David leads in the first area of prayer. Spirit of division.
And to pray against that particular spirit, and you'll see some examples of how that spirit manifests, and the sorts and kinds of things that we see as the fruit of those spirits at work. For example, the very spirit of division, which we see manifest in racism, and politics, and sexism, and so many other ways. Romans 16, now I urge you, brethren, keep your eye on those who cause dissensions and hindrances contrary to the teaching which you learn, and turn away from them. For such men are slaves, not of the Lord Christ, but of their own appetites. By their smooth and flattering speech, they deceive the hearts of the unsuspecting. Of course, Jesus said in Luke 11, but he, Jesus, knew their thoughts, and said to them, any kingdom divided against itself is laid to waste, and a house divided against itself falls. Think for a moment, if you would, in the spirit of prayer, where do you see the spirit of division at work? And pray against that spirit, as well as for the spirit of unity and of cooperation in those same areas. Let's take just a moment and pray in that way.
Sometimes we prayed silently at our tables. Other times individuals prayed at the tables. All was voluntary. Pastor David closed each area with a prayer.
As we read in that very verse, Romans 16, let's remind ourselves that there are many who gain much by division. And let's beware of the influences in our own lives that create a divisive spirit. Lord, help us to resist those divisive influences, those voices that have so much to gain through our conflict, that they create a conflict of their own if necessary. I'm thinking about those who stand to gain from a divided nation, from a divided community, from a divided church. Realizing the spirit behind that division, we pray against that spirit across our nation, in our communities, our homes and families. And Lord, open our eyes to see just exactly what's happening in the spiritual realm. That there are those truly who stand to gain when we are pulled apart. We stand against those forces in Jesus' name. And by your Holy Spirit, pray for a spirit of unity in the place of division.
Lisa Dritt sang the national anthem and closed the meeting by singing, "God Bless America." My cell phone does not do her lovely voice justice, so you will only hear a few bars of "God Bless America." God bless